everybody, Patty with Glitter and Crafts for you. I am here now to show you some chameleon powders, and I hope you like what I'm going to do with them. Just give me a second to turn my computer over and I will give you a list of supplies that I'm using. Okay, so we have our car or our truck. It was painted black both sides so that I can do some work on the other side as well. On top of that, we have our new chameleon glitter, and it is called Psychedelic Sunflower. We should have this in tomorrow. I love it. Wait till you see what it does. And then I use Deco Gel Duo. You put 2 coats on it, always 2 coats. If you don't, then you risk the chance of it not adhering. So we have that. And then I have some chameleon powders. We're going to use Sunrise Sunset, Interfere That, Tequila Sunrise. These are all kind of in the same family of colors, like oranges and reds. Gray Seal. I want to see how Gray Seal works. Sparkling Blue Water. Subtle Illumination. And Show Off. And also, I have sponges, makeup sponges. Excuse me. Sorry for the movement here. I have makeup sponges that I am using. Yes, I do reuse them. This one has been washed. Nothing will come off. Well, a little bit came off, but I wash them and I dry them and I reuse them because, you know, why spend money when you don't have to? Okay, so my truck is all set up, and I always add a little tiny bit of water when I see that there's like a heavy spot. Here I have one. So, oops, sorry about that. Here I have one. So give me a second and I'm going to get myself organized and we'll start it. Anyhow, I am going to hold a piece of coffee filter over the area that I don't want. And I've already started, and as you can see, the sparkling blue water, you can see the color shift automatically come out in that. You see it goes to purple and blue, and I really like it. So as I go along, and if you hear the squeaking noise like that, it's just your chameleon powder, your sponge, saying add more chameleon powder. So we're just going to get this all taken care of, and I think what I want to do is maybe do like a two-tone or something on here. Not quite sure just yet, but we're going to put a light coat of the on here, and be careful because I don't have a coffee filter on the part where the wood is. And I'm wondering about the wood, if I should change it to be more realistic. Trying to remember, I mean, we have so many chameleon powders. I'm trying to remember, and I mean, I'm using absolutely nothing for powder. This powder goes so far. So I'm just going down now, and what I'm doing is I'm putting a little bit of powder on my sponge here, on my makeup sponge, and I'm going down and I'm just kind of making sure that, and it's making that noise, I'm making sure that it has full coverage. And we have that little part here that was missed. And there we have the front of the truck looks really cool. A little bit on my corner here, but that's okay. And we can always add more of the adhesive on here. Now, I kind of cut out something like this, and I was going to maybe use that as a line, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do yet. So, I'm still working, still thinking of the colors, and I'm hoping that you have a great view of this. I know it's a little upside down. Okay, so that is the sparkling blue water, and wait until we seal it and maybe even resin it. I'm not quite sure. So we're gonna put this to the side, and I want to use the gray seal. Here we go. So the gray seal, I think I'm gonna paint that on. And the reason why I say paint it on is because I want to do the wheel wells. So let me find this brush here. So I'm going to use an angled brush so that I can just dip the tip in. And then I'm going to slowly work my way out and just hope that I have not put too much powder on it. That looks gorgeous. Had a little oopsie there, but that's okay. I'm confident that my other powder will cover that. But now take a look at that. I mean, you can see the pink. You can also see like the silver come out. It really is a cool color. So let me do the back wheel. I think I got too much on my brush. So let me just show you here. Like I said, work in a circle. And just work around it. Grab just a little teeny bit more. Knock it off so that any extra doesn't bleed over into the next color. So here we have, isn't that cool? Yeah. Yes, it is. This is a color that people, don't gravitate towards, but it really is a freaking cool color, if I can say friggin' on TV. So now, I'm gonna probably on the wheel wells do the subtle illumination. It's a white powder. Isn't that cool? It's a white powder, and watch what happens. I'm gonna grab me a new sponge and just a little bit on here. Look at that. You see that? Look at that. That is going to be awesome. And I know I probably should have taped off, and I probably still can, by putting a piece of, let's get that off of there, this is the great thing about it, is it doesn't cover the other color heavily. So let's do this. We're going to put this up against it, and it'll also give me something to hold on to. So I'm going to do that and get back to our color. And it's almost a turquoise green with a whole bunch of sparkle. It's very beautiful. And here we have just enough. Now, I'm looking at it from this angle, and I see purple. It's like, how many colors do we have in here? This is awesome looking. And there's my front fender. Isn't that cool? Look at that. I'll do the back one now. Oops. Oopsie. And we can always touch up, so never feel bad about doing something and wondering how you're going to fix a mistake. It's easy enough to touch up. So here we go. Put a little bit more. And this is a little bit smaller. Oopsie. A little bit smaller of a fender, but it's the back fender. And of course I'm trying not to put my hands over the adhesive, because then the adhesive is on my hands and not on the truck, and it's not going to transfer and hold on very well. Transfer this over just a little bit. Turn her around. I hope I'm not boring you. Okay. Let's take that off. Check that out. Alright, so now that we've used the subtle illumination, just press down a little bit there. I just want to make sure. Look at that. I'm not sure about the tires. I mean, tires are black, but, you know, what are you thinking? This is a work of art, and it can be any color you want. Let us, let's see. Thinking about maybe possibly using a micro dust, which is not a chameleon, so it won't shift, but it'll cover beautifully. Yeah, let's go with that. So this is Desert Sands, and it's a micro dust, meaning it is a 0.002, 1/500th of an inch. And regular glitter, the ultra fine, is 0.008. So imagine how small this is. Now I've got a sponge in here because normally that's what I work with, but Wow. This is going to be pretty. It's going to be really sparkly. So this micro dust, it has so many uses. I'm trying to think. I say if you're doing a tumbler, what you need to do is get your tumbler to the last layer, right before you put your last layer of epoxy on. And then on that layer, sprinkle in or into your cup of epoxy. Either way, put just a little bit, like I am talking. Oops, I just dropped a little bit. I am talking. These are little tiny spoons, maybe that much. I mean, gosh, it's like nothing, nothing, nothing. So I want to leave the tires a little bit like rustic, like they're worn. You can see that one there. And it might be just because we've got a little chameleon powder on it. So, you know, we can always go in and fix that if we wanted to. And then I do the back one. I mean, look at that sparkle. That's beautiful. This is called Desert Sands. Alright, so I'm continuing on. There was that vintage spot that I had done, and when I looked at the way this tire looked, I was like, I gotta go back. So I've got my desert sand back out again, and let's hope that we can fix this. Yeah. So I did apply 2 coats of the Transfer Gel Duo, and it looks fabulous. I just let it dry for a couple of minutes. I know it says to let it dry for an hour, but I just don't think you need it. Alright, so here we have our tires. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to move along a little quicker so the video isn't running 3 hours. So I'm going to try the sunrise, sunset, and I'm definitely needing to put this here. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Look at that. Oops. Go inside just a little bit. Look at that. It is kind of like a copper and red and gold. It's pretty cool. I mean, who wants to always have shifts that are going to be purple and blue? I know I don't. I like different colors. So I hope you can see what I'm doing so far. Wow, this is really cool looking. Oops, made a little bit of a mess on the sparkling blue water. Now this is something that anybody can do. You do not need any challenge whatsoever to be doing this. I hope you're getting a good view of this. Let me see. There you go. So I'll move my camera just a little bit for you. How's that? Is that cool? So I'm kind of loading up my brush here. Like I said, normally I use a sponge, but when it's a small area, like the fencing on here, I prefer a small, stiff, angled brush. And I'm looking, and I know for a fact that I have extra, so I'm going to kind of lightly go in here like that, just to, I mean, I've got the chameleon powder in there, so, you know, I don't want it to be totally, just want a little tiny bit. So now, wow, that looks really cool when you look at it head on. Can you see that? I'm hoping you can see the shifts as I move it. Alrighty. So just from here, let's look at, I don't know, Tequila Sunrise. Let's look at Interfere This, or That. I keep calling it Interfere This, but it's actually Interfere That. So this is a white powder, and I want to make sure that I have my brush cleaned off. This is a white powder. Interfere That. Now watch. I mean, I know there's a little bit of that color in here, but just watch. You see the red? It's a pinkish red. And I'm just gonna lightly brush it in there. Give it just a little bit of definition. You want it to coordinate, but you don't want to have it stuck. Okay, so now we have the bottom half of the truck. Not sure what to do here. Originally I took out Show Off, but I'm thinking that Show Off, and I'll show you on the back. I'll put a little spot here on the back, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's green and purple. It may work. It may work. Let's just try it and see what happens. I put it on my brush, and I probably should not have. So let me put this over here, and I'm gonna get a clean one here. I'm gonna start right in here. Just feather it in, work it in. Right now I see the green and gold. I think that looks pretty cool. I am going to go back with the brush because it's tough getting in to that area there. The only problem you have with the brush is you may load it up too much, which is kind of what I just did, but I have a good area to go with, so I'm going to just go with it. I made a turtle that walked when you moved it, and I put a whole bunch of chameleon powders on it. Oh my goodness, it looked so good. Okay. Oh my goodness, my video was not running. So, here we are. I applied the show off to the back of the truck. I think it looks awesome. It has like a purpley shift, and this has a purple shift, and the shift opposite, which is really, really cool. So, the only thing I have left to do is the pumpkins. So give me a little bit, and I'll be back after I put the duo, the transfer gel duo over it. Oh, I love this. Okay, guys, so I'm just waiting for this little bit to dry. I think actually it might be dry enough because we're applying a glitter. This is a 0.015 glitter, so look at the color shifts on that. Wow. I'm just loving this truck. I really am. Alrighty, so let's see what we can do here. Okie doke. So I've got a plate here, and I have some coffee filters. So I am just going to get and I'm actually going to spoon it on a little bit. I hope you can see this. Just move you a little tiny bit. You don't need to see my nose. There we go. So I am basically going to spoon on for the pumpkins. And as I do that, I'm just kind of pushing it along. Part of me was like, you know, I could do each part of this with chameleon powder, but I decided not to because I was really excited about this color and putting it on. And our order will be here tomorrow. It will be here tomorrow, and then hopefully it's the right color. You never know. You get a sample and you assume that what you got for the sample, look at that sparkle. Holy schmoly. And if you turn it sideways, you get a wicked green and like a, I don't want to call it maroon, but what's the color that's in between maroon and fuchsia? That's what I'm seeing. Isn't that gorgeous? Mauve, like dark mauve. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to help me with that. Oops, I got a little bit here that I need to put on that part there, and then I'm just gonna tap it off, and let's see that. Isn't that awesome? So thank you so much for being here and allowing me to show you what you can make with a little bit of chameleon powder and some chameleon glitter. Peace out, guys. Have a great day.